Doomslayer versus Sun Wukong. In the battle between two immortals who spit in the face of death and carve their names into myth with blood, one rises from the pit of hell itself, an unrelenting force that even demons fear to whisper. The other, a monkey king who defied heaven, shattered the chains of mortality, and ascended to enlightenment. One is the slayer of the damned, the other the breaker of divine order. So who wins? The demon's reckoning versus Buddha's wrath. The Doomslayer versus Sun Wukong. Doomslayer, a space marine who is transferred to UAC Phobos base as security and finds himself in the middle of hell as he fights demons trying to invade Earth. After slaying thousands, he returns home to find Earth overrun by demons and his wife, child, and pet rabbit Daisy among the billions of people killed, and he made a promise that both heaven and hell can hear. He's going to kill all of them. In the Doom universe, God created the first primeval, and he created the primevals to protect all dimensions, with these gods being so powerful that each dimension can only have one, because if two fight, the entire universe will be destroyed. The first primeval, or the devil, wanted even more strength and consumed multiple dimensions along with the primevals of those universes, growing his power to the point where his power was almost equal to God himself. God suppressed the powers of the devil, yet he continued to grow, and when the devil was casted down to hell, a seraphim begged God to kill the devil, but God said he can't. He loves his first creation, his son, too much to let him go, but he says that if the devil were to ever rise up again, he would be defeated by another god, or something even worse. Doomguy was submitted to the divinity machine made from Maker technology that was originally used to find imperfections in the blood of Sentinel warriors that were going to serve under the Makers themselves. However, that was a lie. The Makers are an advanced extra-dimensional race that hail from the realm of Urdok, or heaven. They are led by the Father, or the literal God of the Doom universe, who has a lifespan of over 10,000 years, and their true objective is to find the prophesied destroyer that is going to wipe out the Maker race. When the Father dies, a new God is formed by combining the essence of the Father with another being. However, the essence of the Father was stolen by Seraphim, and now the Makers are in danger of losing their God and their literal existence if the prophesied destroyer is born. Seraphim knew of another way to use the machine. He found the Doom Marine and took him to the divinity machine and made him undergo the Slayer ritual, injecting the essence of the Father, the creator of the entire universe, into Doomguy, and now even the devil has something to fear. Doomslayer is faster, stronger, more durable than anyone or anything in the entire universe. He killed the Titan champion of hell, which was stated to be the most powerful demon that has ever existed on the face of hell. This demon was also stated to be impervious and immortal to any attacks against it, unless you're able to obtain a crucible. Then the best you can do is seal it. However, Doomslayer is able to defeat and kill this demon with nothing but his bare hands, meaning he's so strong that beings with immortality can be ripped apart by the Doomslayer. The Khan Maker, a being that can teleport from one side of the universe to another in an instant, and when entering battles is ran away from out of fear. The icon of sin that can create black holes by existing, but in the end, both are left hollow by the Doomslayer. The Dark Lord was stated to have so much power that he's a threat to all of creation, which includes all the infinite universes that were created by the Father. Argent energy is the will of the universe itself and is the will of God that sustains everything in creation, and this is the power that the Father used to make the primevals, and why the Dark Lord is so powerful, gaining the strength of other primevals. But the Doomslayer is even worse. The day came where the Doomslayer is going to end all of the demons and even the devil himself. He traveled to hell alone, and now it's the Doomslayer versus all of hell. When Doomslayer finally comes face to face with the Dark Lord, he reveals that everything was a lie. The Father wasn't the one that created everything in existence. It was him. The Dark Lord was the one that created everything in existence, but his creations betrayed him and stole his power. He made everything in existence, including the Doomslayer himself, But no matter how much power the Dark Lord has, he will never defeat the Doomslayer. Once the Doomslayer killed the Dark Lord, all of the demons of hell were vaporized, finally fulfilling his promise to kill all of them, being stated to have power to match his will. Overall, the Doomslayer would scale to 6-dimensional with infinite to immeasurable speed. But how does this compare to the fighting Buddha? Sun Wukong, a monkey born from a boulder seeped in the energies of heaven and earth. On his journey, Sun Wukong practices the art of Taoist medicine, where he's able to eliminate all diseases in his body and gains immortality. But that didn't satisfy his desire for everlasting life. He eats pills of longevity and got drunk on immortal celestial wine and the golden elixir of life. He travels to a garden with trees that bear heaven peaches, with each of these peaches granting another layer of immortality, and Wukong ate the entire garden. But to ensure that death could not hold him, he went down to hell and crossed his name out of the book of death, meaning even if it's written for him to meet his end, the Monkey King will not die. The gods of heaven became enraged that a mere mortal would go to these lengths, and Sun Wukong proclaimed himself as the sage equal to heaven to mock and challenge all the gods of heaven, shouting that his strength is equal to all of them. Heaven declares war on Sun Wukong, and he knows that in order to live, others must die. Sun Wukong takes on the entire pantheon of 600 gods and 28 constellation gods, with one of them potentially being Hercules, who is stated to have infinite strength and can lift the entire infinite universe on his back. And in the end, his title was wrong. He's not equal to heaven, they're far too weak. Sun Wukong continues his walk of life, gaining even more strength as he can redirect the course of planets and stars, and even lifted the entire Milky Way galaxy over his head. The Milky Way contains 1 billion planets and 250 billion stars, expanding over 100,000 light years. He travels to the sea and enters an underwater kingdom where he gets his iconic weapon called the Rui Jingu Bang, translated as the magic golden collapse rod, a staff that is able to shrink down to the size of a needle or grow to pierce the skies of heaven. Sun Wukong on his journey is able to gain ridiculous abilities that the gods have no answer for. With his ability called 72 transformations, he has 72 lives. And think about this, you would need to kill a god that can defeat heaven's pantheon with countless layers of immortality 72 times to finally win. Wukong has 84,000 hairs on his body, and he's able to turn each of these hairs into anything he wants. He can create weapons, armor, exact versions of himself, and can even create copies of his opponents that possess the same strength, speed, and abilities. And his clones are able to make copies of themselves. And this can repeat for infinitum, meaning you'd have to fight a nearly infinite amount of Wukongs or an infinite number of you. After running the ones with the entire afterlife, there's only one deity left strong enough to defeat him, the Buddha himself. He told Wukong that if he's able to jump out of his hand, that the Jade Emperor's throne will be his. Wukong accepts the challenge and somersaults across all of creation, but when he lands, he realized that he never left the Buddha's hand because all of creation resides within it. Buddha seals Wukong in the heart of the mountain and releases him to continue his journey. 500 years later, Sun Wukong realizes that in order to subside his thirst for life, he needs to become Buddha. After a long journey and becoming more and more powerful, lifting mountains on a shoulder that is stated to hold up the infinite cosmic sky, Sun Wukong has reached it, ascending to a place far beyond gods and mortals, Nirvana, becoming equal to the god above all other gods, the sage over heaven, Buddha Wukong. Within Buddha's teachings, Nirvana is the ultimate state of enlightenment, being free of everything and inaccessibly above the state of samsara in its entirety. In Buddhism, there's a concept known as Buddha's Cosmo, which has 7 spatial and temporal dimensions within it, which represent the 7 realms of samsara. These realms individually transcend one another, as Nirvana stands at the inaccessible summit. The samsara is the endless cycle of life, death, and rebirth that governs all of existence. Every aspect of life and death including dimensions, falls within its bounds. By transcending it, Wukong is able to escape the grasp of life and death itself, existing outside of everything. Wukong has gained enlightenment that would stand above God realms and formless realms, as well as concepts like Dharma, which represent the Eightfold Paths. As a teaching, Dharma embodies the truth of oneself, the principle of cosmic and individual existence, the natural order of the universe, as embraced by Taoism. By transcending Samsara and obtaining Nirvana, the Monkey King surpasses these fundamental concepts, existing beyond the limitations of life, death, and the cosmic order. Upon reaching Nirvana, Wukong would also obtain Atman. In Hindu and Buddhist philosophies, Atman is the ultimate goal of the Buddha and the final stage of existence. It's a universe self that surpasses all, transcending cosmic truths and identity, personality, and existence. Like Brahman, Atman exists beyond the realm of identification and anything bound by such concepts, becoming one of the strongest beings not in only his verse, but all of them. So in the battle between the demon's reckoning and Buddha's wrath, the winner is Sun Wukong. The reason Sun Wukong wins is because he outscales Doomslayer in literally every way. Although Doomslayer has the ability to kill immortals with his bare hands, he's not going to get the opportunity to, and it really wouldn't work regardless. In terms of strength, speed, durability, intelligence, and literally anything else you can think of, Wukong is in a completely different class. With Wukong's ability, he can create a nearly infinite amount of himself, or literally make Doomslayer fight infinite versions of himself, while Wukong just sits back laughing. In the end, even though Doomslayer has strength that almost no one can track, leaving hell for what? A monkey sending you right back. What's up guys, it's Divine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And if you want to sponsor a video just like this one, I have my Cash App linked in the description where you can sponsor your very own video. And make sure you guys go join the Discord where you can hang out with me and Kazi and we'll teach you how to make content just like this. But let me know down in the comments what you thought of this matchup. Was I right? Was I wrong? Let me know. And down in the comments, let me know out of the countless characters that you know, who can defeat the fighting Buddha, Sun Wukong.